welcome in our panelists here. Anthony Esposito joins us, CEO and founder of Ascalon 6 Capital. Pete Sepp is here, president of the National Taxpayers Union. Welcome to you both. Okay, so Anthony, the president is not pleased with India. Does something happen soon? Because the deadline is quickly approaching.
Yeah, I think we're moving towards, India is a big trade partner, right? They're a top 5 partner along with China. These are bigger negotiations. Soon, the next 2 to 3 months, yes. Soon as in this week, no. The move to stop the purchase of sanctioned oil from Russia is a conversation with India and China. It goes deeper than just tariffs, which we have been on the short end of the stick with India for decades. We charge them about 3%. They charge us about 20% on average. So we'll get to the right place. They're a surplus nation, as is every other nation. But it's going to take some more time with countries like India, like China.
All right. Pete, also when it comes to tariffs, Swiss President Karen Keller-Sutter arrived in D.C. to make a last-minute bid for a deal to lower the 39% tariff imposed last week by President Trump. And while on CNBC, President Trump discussed his recent phone conversations with the Swiss president. Here's that moment.
It's time that they pay up, and they have to pay up. We couldn't afford to have the deficits. Look, I did something with Switzerland the other day. I spoke to their prime minister. The woman was nice, but she didn't want to listen. And they paid essentially no tariffs. And I said, we have a $41 billion deficit with you, madam. I didn't know her. I said, we have a $41 billion deficit, and you want to pay 1% tariffs. You wanted 1%. I said, you're not going to pay 1%.
All right, very nice lady, wasn't willing to listen. Then she comes to D.C. and get this, on an unofficial visit to meet the president about this 39% tariff. I think she's ready to listen, Pete.
Well, she might be ready to listen, and here's hoping we get to an agreement that's closer to the zero tariff, zero trade barrier, zero subsidy policy that the president wants. We have to remember, and my colleague Brian Riley here at National Taxpayers Union has a great chart on our website about it. Exports and imports tend to follow. When we import less, we export less, and vice versa. It's almost a perfect line graph matching each other's trends. So we need to be aware that these tariff negotiations have to lead to better agreements toward zero, and they have to do so quickly. You don't have to believe the government's jobs numbers. You could look at Homebase or ADP. There is a problem with manufacturing job creation in this country. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act did a lot of heavy lifting. It's fantastic that that passed. The tax relief will help that job creation. But trade policy has some lifting to do, too, along with monetary policy.
Yeah, so some uncertainty there, again, with the trade deals. Also, who's going to be the next Fed chair? We apparently, or at least the president, has apparently ruled out Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who gets to keep his job right there. Trump made that mention yesterday. But the search is on, as Jerome Powell will continue to serve, at least for now. That'll go into next year, 2026. Anthony and Pete, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.